Kissinger's World Depopulation Program from 1974. An implication of worldwide population growth for US security and overseas interest, the Kissinger report. The ones who don't remember who was Kissinger, Kissinger, American politician, diplomat, and geopolitical consultant who served United States Secretary of State and National Security Advisor under the presidential administration of Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. So in 1972, they made this classified and then declassified by the White House document. You will find the document in the link below, as all the other links. But before we are going into this, we will just scroll really down on the page 110, and here we can see the end of all this result is coming to sterilization of men and women has received widespread acceptance in several areas when a simply quick and safe procedure is readily available. Female sterilization has been improved by technical advance by laparoscopes and so on, and greatly simplified abdominal surgical techniques. Further improvement by use for tubal clips, transcervical approaches, and simpler techniques can be developed. For men, several current techniques hold promise, but require more refinement and evaluation. Approximately cost of $6 million annually. This is a very, very sick document. We will go point by point, but this is 123 pages of how control, manipulate, and depopulate the earth. And all these parenthood, child, family protection organizations are only there to control the population growth. For this, we have to comprehend a couple of things, like this whole world population is an estimation, and always was. Demographic world population, total numbers human currently living, and was estimated to changing rates of fertility and mortality. World population estimate. You can go through the whole document. Is about around. Has population around, estimated of world population by the nature of aspects of modernity possible by since age of discovery, estimate, modern estimate, So they never counted the people. That's what we want to say here. And then further on, we can see also the first half of the 20th centuries, Imperial Russia and Soviet Union, was marked by a succession of major wars, famine, and other disasters that caused large-scale population losses, approximately with 60 million exceed dead. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, population declined significantly, from 150 to 100 in 2012. 13 declined apparent to have halted. China population rose from approximately 400 millions in 92, which about and over 1 billion. They say there is really a increase, but in fact, because of their policy of one child, the population decreased very much. Is estimate again? It's just all estimation. You can watch the world population on Wikipedia. Another thing we have to take in consideration is the most influenced think tanks. Think tanks, like here they say, where do ideas coalesce into the kinds of action that moves the world, governments, right? But who moves the governments? So, whether you are aware of it or not, think tanks influence your life and worldview not only through policy measures in governments, but also through your personal beliefs in the media you consume. While you might recognize the name of a few think tanks, many functions outside of the public eye with other names that too little to describe their goal or focus. So the 5 most influenced think tanks, many believe that only legislator, presidents and judges make the world go round. But think tanks have a huge say in the who, what, where, when, why, and how of current events. Say Moscow. Think tanks thought leaders rearm to half of the power across the globe, and the influence of government policy and procedure is enormous. By spotlighting the most influenced think tanks, academic illuminate the agenda, helping readers to this group or the function. Think tanks exist to wide influence where they believe to be most useful. Founded in October 2016 with founding assistance from Defense Advanced Research Project, DARPA, influence networks create property machine learning technology, the influence engine, to measure the true influence. Using this technology, examine billions of open source crowded edited data points, mapping line influence through continually updated data repository, Wikipedia and Crossref and so on. So just to give a little hint in what and who is behind the government, who take decisions. So we have another one that is the Club of Rome, and here again, reports of Club of Rome help decision makers to the public better understand major global issues. They often make specific policy proposal and seek to foster a greater sense of civic responsibility. They're intended to start discussions amongst business leaders, blah, blah, blah. The club also publishes shorter policies-oriented documents and pamphlets such as the Climate Planetary Emergency Plan. These contain concrete policies proposal and are aimed to broader audience of decision makers, business, civil society and general public. The aim is to promote particular visions of narrative which the Club of Rome advocates, and the garner political and popular support for the actions is contained. So again, they are saying that they are promoting a lot of things, and if you see one of the first book that they made was this limit of growth. So we are coming back to the subject. The limit of growth, the message of this book still holds today. The earth interlocking resources, the global system of nature in which we all live, probably cannot support recent rates of economic population growth much beyond the year 2100, if that long, even with advanced technology. In the summer 1970, in an international team research on the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, this is always around, this is incredible, began a study of the implication of the continued worldwide growth. So they made huge studies about what should happen, yeah, and this is again one of this book, the same book, Limit of Growth, yeah. One of the best-known warning voices was contained in the book of Limit of Growth, published in 1972. It is sold 12 million copies in 37 languages. Whilst the book did not predict what precisely would happen, it stated that if world consumption patterns and population growth continue to the same high rate of the time, the Earth would strike a limit within a century. The message was that this outcome was not inevitable. People could change their policy, then sooner than better. So out of this kind of theories, how the food will go down, people will, and so on, they already predicted that the population will go down. Yeah. So from all this, yeah, let's be clear. There is no such thing as overpopulation. And we see that in the end of the video. We will show you a lot of different stuff. Or maybe just let's go into it. Yeah, I mean, eugenics. This is what is really going on, and just a couple of things. They want to bring people down to 500 million people, and if we are very much closer already there than what they make us think, yeah, they make us think we are like a huge amount of people on Earth. Where is it? Let me see. Yeah, this is what they want to make. And because they are claiming there are so much people on Earth, and we have exposed that already in many videos, we are not 7 billion people. First of all, they are never counted. And on the other side, they are increasing enormous the numbers to make people think that we are too much, and they start to accept way too much things that is very nasty and ugly. But let's go into the report step by step. We pointed out a couple of things. So the world population grows since Second World War in quantitatively and quantitatively different from any previous epoch of human history. The reduction of death rates, unmatched by the corresponding birth rate reduction, has brought the total growth rate to close 2% per year, compared with 1% before World War I and 0.5% in 50 until 1900. 1750 until 1900. As far lower rate before 1750, the effect is to double the world's population in 35 years instead of 100 years. Almost 80 million are now being added each year, compared with 100 million, with 10 million in 90. No proof for that. This is already based on a theory. Yeah, this is complete. This is how they already started, and everything starts from this. Is combined with this whole evolution theory. Yeah? The pace of internal migration from countryside to overswollen city is greatly intensified by rapid population growth. All right. If we have 8 times more people in the city, definitely could be. If the whole population in the whole world would also be 8 times more than 100 years ago, then we would also have 8 times more people in the countryside. This doesn't happen. There are way less people in the countryside. They just all move into the cities. 8, 9, 10, here, 9. Come on. This is the 9. Okay. The central question of a world population policy in the year 74 is whether mankind is to remain on track towards the ultimate population of 12 or 15 billion people. Another point. In order to maintain population on the same level, each person have to make a duplication. If there is only one child, there is a decline. No matter what people are going to say, if it's an increase, every family needs 3 children. Or every couple needs 3 children. And then you start to have something more than that. Okay. Here. 2000. The World Population Plan of Action, World Population Plan of Action, is not self-enforcing and will require vigorous effort by interest countries, UN agencies and international bodies to make it effective. US leader is essential. Concentration of key countries. Assistance for population moderation should give primarily emphasis for the larger and faster growing developing countries where there is special US policy, political and strategic interest. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nigeria, Mexico, Indonesia, Brasilia and Philippines, Thailand, Egypt, Turkey, Ethiopia and Colombia. So they are already choosing what country, what have to be done, and so on. Increase assistance for family planning, service, information, and technology. This is a vital aspect for any world's population program. Family planning, information, and materials based on present technology should be made fully available as rapidly as possible to the 85% of the populations in the key LDC, low development countries, not now reached, the censusly rural poor who have the highest fertility. So fertility, Jace. Okay. Okay, this was here. Then we have here 12. It's just going on and on. The World Population Plan of Action and the resolution adopted by the consensus by 137 nations in August 74 at UN Population Conference through not ideal provide an excellent framework for developing a worldwide system of population and family planning programs. This is what they're doing since 74 now. So let's go a little further to page 21. Okay. Something strange happened here. This is 20. Okay. 21. 22. All right. We can't go to document. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see here. Single page. And a little bigger. There we go. I can make a little bigger. Okay. There we go. The typical development country, Sweden, for example, may have 25 of population under 15 of age. Typically developing countries, 41, 45 population under 15. This means that a tremendous number of future parents compared to the existing parents are already born. Even if they have fewer children per family than their parents, the increase of population will be great. If replacement level of fertility were reached by 2000, the world's population 2000 would be 5.9 billion at the time of stability. It's just completely sick. So we had something on 25. Oh, here. Okay, this. Look at this. Decline of total fertility rates. Annual average fertility decline in percent. Annual. Between 61 and 71. Hong Kong, 4%. Singapore, 6%. 3 Taiwan. 4 South Korea. West Malaysia, 1. You see that? So there is already a huge decline in population. That's interesting. And then 31, page 31. Perhaps the most significant population trend from the viewpoint of US states is the prospect that Mexico population will increase from 50 million in 1970 to over 130 million over the year 2000. So let's just watch this. Huh? Mexico population. If you put this in, look at that. Look at this straight line, yeah, from 1960 up to now. It's just straight up. So if anything would happen, yeah, there would be like a jump in it. Yeah, it would grow, would a little bit go down. This is complete fake numbers. And these are fake numbers because there are way less people. Maybe this is a little bit difficult to comprehend, but this is what is really going on. They are just playing with numbers as they do in the actual situation. They always play a fuck around with numbers just to make people think that there is a huge number of people. But we visit a lot of countries, there was not such thing. So we go a little bit way further now because you can read the document for your own. It's vomit. There is no simple and single approach to the population problem which will provide a technological fix. The common strategy for dealing with rapid population growth should encourage constructive actions to lower fertility, since population growth over the year will seriously negate reasonable prospect of the sound social and economic development of the people's involvement. While the time horizon in this in the year 2000, we must recognize that the most countries, especially the LDC, population stability cannot be achieved until the next century. 2000, what they would say, next century. From year to year, we are learning more about what kind of fertility reduction is feasible in different LDC situations. Given the law of compound growth, even the comparatively small reduction in fertility over the next decade will make a significant difference in total numbers by the year 2000. Yeah, if they say they would, since 74 they're making everything to make sterilizing, to make abortion. So this is really, I mean, they would not have these same numbers, but they just go on with the same numbers and just make a peak when there is no such thing as a real peak and the overpopulation. Even if we would be 10 billion, we all could live in only Florida with a house and garden. The whole world population fits into only Florida. So there is so much land. 95% of the land on earth is unused. Land, not the sea, but land. So this is complete bullshit what they want to make. But if they want to reduce the people, and they just blow up the numbers so they can just continue to reduce and nobody will watch. The proposed strategy call for a coordinated approach of response to the important U.S. foreign policy interest in the influence of population growth on the world's population, economic and ecologic system. Let's move forward a little bit. For example, in Mexico, our strategy would focus on working primarily through private agency and multilateral organizations to encourage more government attentions to the need for controlled population growth in Bangladesh. We might provide large-scale technical and social assisting depending on the soundness specific programs requests in Indonesia. We will respond to assistance requests, but would seek to have Indonesian meet as much of the program cost from its own resources. But we just show you now something here that is mostly very disturbing, because they have a lot of these groups, our mom groups, who are now advocating through climate change thing. And if you see what they are saying, look, as climate anxiety builds, their women are choosing not to have children. We are coming back to this subject at the end of the video, but just to show you that there are many groups, and just to show you here, if you go to the here you go to the finance, who we are, and if you look here, social good founding, you will see that this movement is paid by community projects, art, and this is exactly what they are talking about. When they are talking about millions in these documents here, it's needed, I don't know how much million per year. This is exactly what they are talking about. This is like to push grassroots movements like MOM for against climate change and so on. And they get paid a lot. We will go into that a little bit deeper. Past experience suggests that the easily available family planning service are vital and effective element in reducing fertility rate. Two main advances are required for providing safe and effective fertility control techniques in the development countries. Improving the effectiveness in present means of fertility control and developing new technologies via simple, low cost, effective, safe, long lasting and acceptable to potential users. This involves both basic development research and operation reach to judge the utility of new and modified approach by the LDC conditions. Both of these goals should be given very high priority, necessarily additional funding consistent to the current and or adjusted divisions of labor amongst donors and organizations involved of this population assistance. I have always a new word. It is clear that the availability of contraceptive service and information is not complete answer to the population problem. In view of the importance of social economic factors in determining desired family size, who decide that overall assistance strategy would increasingly concentrate on selective policy, which will contribute to population. We contribute to population decline. There are other policies which appear to also promote fertility reduction, but which may conflict with non-population objectives. Consider the effect of bringing a large number of women into labor force, large numbers of women into labor force in countries and occupations where unemployment is already high and rising. So occupy the moms so they will not have time for the children. Concentration on the education and indoctrination of the rising generation of children regarding the desirable of small family size. Concentrating on the education and indoctrination of the rising generation of children regarding the desirable of small family size. So indoctrinate children that they have a small family. They say it in the document, that's why it was classified. Or it was confidential, how they say. Yeah. Where we are here. Yeah. Here. Beyond seeking to reach and influence, what is going on here? Beyond seeking to reach and influence national leaders, improved worldwide support for population-related efforts, should be thought through increase emphasis on mass media and other population education motivation programs by the UN, USIA, and USAID. Fucking hell. Another challenge will be to obtain the further understanding and support of the US Public Congress. Another challenge will be obtaining the further understanding of this and support for the necessary added funds for such effort given by the competing demands of resources. Personal approach by the President of the Secretary of State and other members of the Cabinet and their principal duties would be helpful in this effort. Even manipulating the President. Congress and the public must be clearly informed that the executive branch is seriously worried about the problem. So they even tell them that they have to make really worried, put their further attention. Congressional representative on the World Population Conference can help. The conclusion of this view is that mandatory programs may be needed, and that we should considering this policy possibilities now. On what basis should such food resources then be provided? Should food be considered as instrument of national power? Will we be forced to make choices as whom we can reasonably assist, and if so, should population effort be a criteria of such assistance? So if a country is hungry and they need food, you tell them, look, you control you participate in this program or you don't get food. So first of all, they take all the food away, flood it or whatever, and then they come with their, we are the savior. Fucking hell. Is the US prepared to accept food rationing to help people who won't control the population growth? I mean, these are definitely high psychopathics who make this kind of things. Action to create condition for fertility decline. Again, action to create condition for fertility decline. Since inception of the program, this program is already working since 10 years, so the decline has already worked from the beginning. Aid has obligated nearly 625 million for population activities. Their funds have been used primarily to draw attention to the population problem. This is what this money is for. Encourage multilateral or other donors' support for the worldwide population effort, and help create and maintain the means for attacking the problem, including the development of LDC capabilities to do so. So this whole money was only used to convince and pay the politicians also to participate in this program. Innovative approach to provide family planning service, such as utilizing of commercial channels or distribution of contraceptive. So make it available for everyone, cheap, quick, easy. It is clear that the availability of contraceptive service and information, important as it is not the only element required to address the population problem of the LDCs. Substantial evidence show that the many families in LDC, especially the poor, consciously prefer to have numbers of children of variety of economic and social reason. So this is the same argument they use with Bill Gates is using today to claim that if the people have more health care, that they have less children. This is their theory, but this is only one of the way they want to diminish the whole population. And to what degree? And who are they to decide whatsoever? and they never count, so they just numbers. The desire for large families diminish as incomes rise. Yeah, this is what they think, and what is true, because more money you have, more ego you have, more you will get it for yourself, and more you get lost completely of life. So they know how to corrupt the people, of course. In this context, population would be viewed as variable which interacts to differently degree with a wide range of development programs, and the US strategy would continue to stress the importance of taking population into account non-family planning activities. And here, as a recent research proposal from Harvard Department of Population Studies put this problem, recent studies have identified more specific factors underlying fertility declines, especially the spread of educational attainment of the broadening non-traditional roles of women. Watch at that. Yeah? So they want to corrupt the role of the mother, so she will not think about to having children, but to make a career or something like that. So they have planned all the different stuffs, how to reduce population big time. The World Bank could supply low-interest credit to the LDC for the development of low-cost health-related service to the next population, but has not yet made a policy decisions to do so. The bank has a population and health program, and the program leaders have to be quite sympathetic with the above objective. The bank staff has prepared a policy paper on this subject, but for the border, they will just make the paper better. Currently, the paper will be discussed by the bank, and so on. So they have the World Bank in it. Involvement of the bank in this area would open new possibilities for collaboration. The World Health Organization, of course, is a counterpart for Latin America. The Pan American Health Organization, WHO, currently provide technical assistance on the development implementing of health projects, which are the turn finance of international funding mechanism, such as UNDP and international financial institutions. The WHO should be asked to take the leadership in such arrangements and is ready to do so, what we have today. And even go up to here, AID's primary goal in agriculture and rural development is concentration in food output and increase of the rural quality of life. The major strategy element is the concentration of increasing the output of small farmers through assistance in provision of improving technologies, agriculture input, institutional support. Yeah, even kill small farmers through technology. So they have the food production, and there's less people on the countryside. Present efforts at reducing birth rates in LDCs, including AID and UNFPA assistance, are directly large and adult now in their reproductive years. Only nominal attention is given to population education or sex education in schools, and in most countries none is given in the very early grade, which are the only attainment of the children. It should be obvious, however, that the effort of birth control directly towards adult will with even maximum success result in acceptance of contraception. For the reduction of birth, only the level of the desired family size. desire family size, which knowledge, attitude, practice, studies, and in many countries indicates an average of 4 or more children. So, womit. Food for Peace program and population. One of the most fundamental aspects of the impact of population growth is the political and economic well-being of the globe. It is relationship to food, where the problem of the interrelationship of population, national resources, environment, productivity, and political and economic stability come together when shortage of these basic human needs occur. Yeah, they just want to use everything against people to participate in this program. In addition to creating the climate for fertility decline, in addition to create, as described in previous section, it is essential to provide safe and effective techniques for controlling fertility. Legislation and policies affect that the US government does relative to abortion in the above areas in discussion of the end of this section. The effort of reduced population growth, yeah, they always put the growth in, luckily for them, required a variety of birth control methods, which are safe, effective, inexpensive, and attractive to both men and women. None of the current available methods of fertility control is completely effective and free of adverse reaction objectively characteristic. This ideal of contraceptive perfect in all this respect may never really be realized. They have no interest even. All they want is population reduction. Male reproductive process is needed before research to develop a male pill can come from fruition. Cost and duration of the required research are high and difficult to quantify. Even male pills, they want to have, maybe what was that blue pill? Yeah, maybe that was already the sterilization. Sterilization of men and women has received widespread acceptance, what we have saw in the beginning, in several areas when a simple, quick and safe procedure is readily available. Female sterilization has been improved by technical advancements with laparoscopes and greatly simplified abdominal surgical techniques. Further improvements by the use of tubal clips, transcervical approaches, and the simpler techniques can be developed. For men, several current techniques hold promises, but they require more for refinement evaluation. So they have put 6 million per year to make this advancement come. A great deal has yet to be learned about basic aspects of male and female fertility and how regulation can be effected. Exclusive of China, only 10 or 50 of LDC populations are currently effectively reached by family planning activities. If efforts to reduce rapid population growth are to be successfully essential that neglect of population have access to the convinced, reliable family planning services. Again, they have already unplanned. Certain facts about abortion need to be appreciated. Who can say something like that? I mean, no country has reduced its population growth without resorting abortion. So in every country where they want to have population reduction, they need to have abortion. 30 million pregnancies are estimated to be terminated annually by abortion throughout the world. Yeah, if you go to the world clock, you can watch how much they even admit today, how much abortion per day they are performing. All true, the Supreme Court in the United States invalidates the abortion laws of the most states in January 73. The subject still remained politically sensitive. You find a way to abort the child in the United States today. Information, education, training of communications programs that promote abortion is method of family planning. Pay women in the LDC to have abortions as a method of family planning, or to pay persons to perform abortions, or to solicit persons to undergo abortions. What the fuck, man? This is... Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time I read it, but it makes still vomit. Utilization of mass media and satellite communication system for family planning. Utilization of mass media for dissemination of family planning service and information. Yeah, in 74 there was not this much of thing, but they had already the whole plan, and they even made most of the radio and TV stuff only probably for this. Yet 8 works suggest that radio, poster, printed material, and various types of personal contacts by health family planning workers tend to be more cost-effective than television, except in those areas, generally urban, where TV as system is already in place, which reach more than just the middle and upper classes. There is great scope for use of mass media, particularly in the initial stage of making people aware of the benefit of the family planning and of service available. In this way, mass media can effectively complement necessary interpersonal communications. So if the media is really so non-effective, why would they use it? 8 believes that the best bet in media strategy is to encourage intensive use of media already available or available at relatively low cost. For example, radio is a medium which some countries already reaches a sizable percentage of the rural population. NASA 6 applications technology satellite was launched into geosynchronous orbit over the Galapagos Island, of course, a kind of balloon, which be utilized for a year in that position to deliver health and educational service to millions of Americans through remote regions in Rocky Mountain states, Alaska and Appalachia. During this period, it will be made available for a short time in Brazil in order to demonstrate how much broadcast satellite may be used for provide signals over 500 schools in the existing educational TV networks, 1,400 miles northwest of the Rio de Janeiro Grande do Norte. Recommendation, Executive Branch. The President and Secretary of State should make a point of discussing our national concern about world's population growth in meetings with national leaders where it could be relevant. The executive branch should give special attention to the briefing the Congress and population matters in stimulating support and leadership which the Congress has exercised in the past. A program of purpose should be developed by H and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So you can see they have really planned everything in advance since very long time. And if we see what is really going on today, if you can see what is coming out of this, yeah, this is really sad. So the whole eugenics program, of course, is not really a hidden agenda, but it can be openly discussed. Today, they are coming more and more into this kind of idea that people should not get children, yeah, because of the climate crisis. But what we can see, fertility rate worldwide, look at that. How come that we have an overpopulation with like this kind of fertility? North Carolina, sterilization. Only to 83, look what was going on. And all this whole antinatalism movement that is really even telling that it is morally bad to have children. But what kind of moral are they talking about even? Yeah. The teaching of Buddha, we will read this. Antinatalism is the ethical view that negatively values coming into existence of procreation and judge procreation as morally wrong. Antinatalists argue that the human should abstain from procreation because it's morally wrong. Some also recognize the procreation of other sentient beings as morally wrong. In scholarly and literary writings about ethical foundation has been preceded by antinatalism. Some of the earliest surviving formulation of ideas, blah, 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 blah. But let's just see this. The teaching of Buddha amongst Four Noble Truths and beginning of Mahavagga interprets that Hari Singh Guru as follow. Buddha stated in his proposition that depending of his age, now here, the Messianic belief that the visible world is an evil creation and cruel, jealousy, angry, Yahweh. Angry Yahweh? Okay. Baal. According to these teachings, people should oppose him, abandon this world, not create people, and trust the good God of mercy, forring and distance. What the fuck? The Encratites observe that the bird leads to death. Oh, death doesn't exist. In order to conquer death, people should desist from procreation, not produce fresh food for the dead. I mean, how lost are they in their whole confusion? But this is what is going on. Bird strike. Meet a woman who refused to have children until climate change ends. Well, she will end before the climate change ends, and we will go deeper into that subject another time. And then whole questions of should we have kids, and because of the whole climate change, and again our movement in actions, mother out front, yeah, and then all is not lost when we have moms slamming our feet down and standing firms raising our hands and our voice to make clear that we're not going to take down the faith foundation, blah, 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 blah. Well, this is, and also a lot of feminists, who anyway don't want to have children, are on the front of telling other people do not have children. And so they are very well organized, very well financed. Here we can see finances, sponsorship. Yeah, you can see fast approval, no minimum budget, low administration fee, broader sponsorship. Yeah, and you just can apply today, get sponsored. Yeah, and here we want to enable you to bring your vision of life as easily and quickly. So you will find all kinds of organizations who get quick finance and will just make very strange claims of today's UK children really risks not to growing up. And here another part, like a teacher, just listen to the guy.
I'm going to try to disrupt your assumptions a little bit here this morning. I really want you to remember and take in what I'm about to say to you. because it's very important. It's a hard message and an absolutely crucial message. So I'm going to start with a little bit of disruption. Hi again, everyone. There I am, here you are. And maybe this will make it a little bit easier for you to remember that this isn't just any other talk, this isn't just any other 10 minutes in your life. This is really, really important, and it's partly important, as I've said, because it's hard. Because what I want to say to you is this.
So the guy is really already in complete catastrophe. And if you just listen here, 345, and here.
Well, then the crops would have been down by 50%, 60%. And sooner or later you reach a point where there just isn't enough food. That's the kind of thing that is likely to happen, very likely to happen.
Yeah, and he go into classroom in front of children to tell him that. This is the kind of indoctrination they are doing today to really make like people completely get fucked up, and finally that they just accept that there is no any solution. And in this document you can find abortion many times, you can fertility decline on over 29 pages, 1 to 16 times. So to think that we are an overpopulated place, that's completely bullshit. But on the other side, they really want to decline the population to a number that, we maybe not will take part. So it's just again to show that how sick these whole psychopaths are. And that also in this side, not falling into arguments that like we are too much people to accept finally like sterilization or what they say, and also to question what is really going on if they talk about to want to have people healthy in the actual situation. If we see this, then people really should start to think about what is really going on. Thanks for watching.